Hi, welcome to an Inventor 2023 video tutorial. It's the storage compartment and it's a nice little exercise for 3D sketches. Of course you could do it with 2D sketches only as well. So let's have a look at the drawing. So here is the drawing. And you could make a screenshot and then follow the exercise step by step if you want. So let's have fun with Inventor. Okay, first I want to create two reference planes. So make those elements visible. And I need an offset plane to this one. And the distance should be 470 millimeter. Then another one with an offset to this plane here, and that one should be 240. Now we can do our first 3D sketch. I need a line. Let's activate that ortho mode from the origin in that direction. Then deactivate this, and I need a line which goes up somehow. Let's add a dimension here. This should be 80. That line should be in the XY plane. Okay. Now move this, yeah. I need an angle between this line and that angle should be 95 degrees. And of course, that line should go up to that reference plane, to this one. Great. Now I can add a bend, and that should be 60 millimeter. And that band should be between this line and that line. This seems to be fully constrained, so let's finish that sketch. Now I can't do an extrude because Inventor can only extrude 2D sketches, but I can use a ruled surface. So let's go for a ruled surface. Select the vector option. Then select the profile. The vector should be this axis or that plane, so let's go for that axis. That's the Z axis. And the length should be, there's an option to make it up to that plane. Anyway, let's go for 470 millimeter. And make this surface not translucent. Great. Now my next 3D sketch should be over here at that point. So go for another 3D sketch. Let's draw a line. Activate the ortho mode. Go here and make that line in that direction. Give it a dimension, and that dimension should be 60 millimeter. Let's go for an arc, a center point arc, yes, or maybe draw first another line from this point here without ortho mode, maybe like this. Put that line into the ZY plane, that would be this one. Now add a center point arc. Center should be here at the second point, and then go over here. Now make those 2 points coincident, and this one should not be for construction but a standard one. Okay, we can add an angle. and with that angle you can go either for 80 degrees or for 60 degrees or 60 degrees or 8 degrees. So it depends where you want to have that 10 degree and 30 degree angle. So I want to go here for 60 degrees. Strangely, this is not fully constrained. So that arc should be, of course, in that YZ plane as well. Maybe that's missing. No, that's over constrained. So I really don't know. Maybe I need a tangency here, because that one is fully constrained. This one is fully constrained. And if you try to move it, we could look if there are any degrees of freedom here in a 3D sketch, but there are no degrees of freedom here. So let's leave it like it is. I want to use a line which starts at that point and goes up. And again, that line is not for construction, and that line should be inside or parallel the ZY or YZ plane. This one here. Great. This point should be coincident to that plane. And I need a tangency or an angle. Let's go for an angle. The angle between this line and that line should be 30 degrees. Still, it's not fully constrained, but I don't care at the moment, at least. So finish this 3D sketch. Next sketch would be somewhere up here. So I want to bring in that one here. So go for another 3D sketch. Go for include geometry, and I want to include this line, so I've got that point. Again, I will draw a line, which is just convenient here in that direction. Let's add dimension. That dimension should be 50 millimeter. Still, it's not fully constrained. It's kind of odd. Now I want to go for a center point arc. So that's the center. There's the first one, and then it should go something like this. And of course, this should be inside the ZX plane. So this should be inside the ZX plane. Okay. Then I need to bring in that point. So go for include geometry and bring in that point here. And then let's make a line from this point here to that arc. Of course, this line should be in that plane. It's already there, that's okay. And then I need a tangency constraint between this line and that arc. And now I should be able to trim it. Nope. So let's undo that. Maybe, just maybe, this arc is not in the correct plane, but I think it is, but we can check. Yes, it is. So it should be possible to trim. Now it is possible. Okay, finish that sketch. Now if I want to use a lofted surface, this will not work, so I will go for a fill surface. Maybe hide those planes. And go for a patch, which is a full surface. Let's select this edge, that edge, and this one. And those should be tangent to the surface, like this. then add this arc, that line, this arc, and that line. Let's check it. That's okay. No, it switched. No, that's wrong. Sorry, it should be 3, but all those edges are together up here, so that should be okay. Confirm. And make this one not translucent. Looks good. So let's move over here and do another 3D sketch. So start 3D sketch. I want to bring in that edge, and I will draw a line, construction line, from this point up, and the length should be 60. Okay, now let's go for a 3-point arc. This will be the center point. That will determine our radius, and like that. Make this not for construction. I will need a construction line from this point to that point, then add an angle, and that angle should be 80 degrees. Okay, now I need a line from that endpoint here up there. This should be not for construction, and there should be an angle between that line and this line. Let's see, between this line and that line, so that line is still not in that plane, so it should be in the ZX plane. No, that's wrong. Undo, it's not the ZX plane, but that would be the YZ plane. This one, okay. And now I'm able to do that. No, still wrong. No, that's okay, but that should be in the same plane. And now I should be able to do a dimension. Yes, and that dimension would be 10 degrees. Let's put this point coincident on that plane. Great. Finish this 3D sketch, or maybe, just maybe, add a tangency constraint here, just in case. Let's see. No, it should be tangent. Finish that sketch. Next sketch is up there. So go for another 3D sketch. Bring in this edge. Draw another line from this point. Activate the auto mode in this direction. This should be a construction line, and the length should be again 50. Then we need another construction line from this point here in that direction, so deactivate this like that, and this should be again in the, in this case it's the XZ plane. Then we can go for that center point arc. That, let me take a look. So this should go from this one to that one. No, I've just got a little bit irritated. No, let's go again for that center point arc, and the center point should be here. And that's sort of the radius, and then it should go over here. So this should be again in the ZX plane. Then those 2 points should be aligned, and then we can add an angle here, which is not necessary, and that's not necessary as well because that's the other. So let's draw it like that. Then bring in that point here again, go for include geometry here, then draw a line from this point onto that arc. This line should be again in the ZX plane. Nope. That's the ZX plane, yes, so it's already there. Okay, great. Make a tangency constraint between this arc and that line. And let's see if we can trim here. No. So undo and move this back a little bit, and then it will work. Obviously not possible to move it more. No, let's try to trim. Still doesn't work. That's really great. Maybe that arc is not in the right plane, but I think it is. Yes, it is. So I should be able to trim it. But that's kind of odd. Okay, I could remove this and draw a new circle. Same center point, start point, and then go to that endpoint. Bring this into the ZX plane. Then add a tangency constraint here, like that. And we should be good. Finish the sketch. Now another fill surface, so go for that patch, select the edge, this edge, that edge, make them tangent. You could do this afterwards as well, of course. Then add this arc, that line, this line, that arc, and confirm. Make it not translucent. Now we can stitch those together. So this one, and that one, apply, and done. And again, make it not translucent. And I'm done. So I hope this was helpful. Hope you liked it. If you did like it, please give it a like or leave a comment. If you want to see more, please give it a like or leave a comment. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, that would really help. You could follow me also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and GrabCAD, and many more. Thanks for watching. See you to the next one. Bye bye.